Hi, Joe. Congrats on the win today. How's it feel to get that first win of the season? And yeah, just talk about that.
I mean, obviously, extremely happy with the result. Happy with the result for our players. Coming into the game yesterday before practice we started, I said, we have 7 games in 22 days. That mean they're all winnable, they're all losable, but legitimately we have 7 games in 22 days where they're winnable games, and we've played 4. And we've grown and we changed our lineups and we moved guys around personnel wise, and that's what the first 4 games showed. We know we've gotten better. Okay, we got 7 games in 22 days, and basically, I said before the game, like, it's almost like we just got to play. I'm almost glad we have 7 games in 22 days now, 6 in 21, because these guys just need to play and play and play and really show that they're going to, get better and grow. And that's why I think today was big, because things weren't perfect. The end of the first half was not perfect. We battled. We showed in that time frame, that we made foul shots during that time frame, and that's what let us get a lead at 32, whatever that was. The debacle happened at the end of the first half. It didn't sort of affect us. It wasn't like we came out and were on fire. We had to grind, and as we grind, I think we were down 9. We went on a big run, and in that juncture, after we had that big run, it wasn't like we gave one back to them. We learned today sort of like, okay, we're going to have to grind this one out possession by possession, and that's really what we did from about 54, 53 on. Was like a possession to possession game, and our guys sort of showed, you know what, we're going to play 40 minutes, and we did, and wasn't like it was easy. You know what I mean? We missed some fouls. We make some great plays, and, we roll into the backcourt. Winning's hard. I mean, that's what I told him after the game. Winning's hard. It requires everything. As you learn that, as you get that experience, as you learn what you have to do to win today, that's the most important thing. Feel good about it, but now we got 6 games in 21 days, and we got 1 game on Friday. And we got to take that approach, because if our guys can show that they can do that, well, that's a good sign that, oh, you know what, they're getting it. So I just thought it was a good performance, and obviously just happy that they could, and we could, do what we had to do to win the game. Do what we had to do to finish the game, whatever it was, And at the end, it was making a big defensive stop. It was getting a big rebound. It was Cam Sanders, who hadn't made a shot all game, making a big shot. I mean, that's what you got to do to win. And everybody made a contribution, and, it's good that they had to have that experience, in Game 5, to have that experience in Game 1 of this 7-game season that I'm talking about. That's what I put on the board. We're 1-0 right now, and then from that, and we move on to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. And Caleb was one of those players that did really well today. First career double. Can you just talk about his impact in the game today?
Well, I mean, he was terrific the other night. I moved him back to center, and that's it, and said it's two-headed monster with him and Wes, and he's played terrific both games. He was terrific today. He was better today than he was in the last game. And like I just said to Jim Arthur, I'd be saying he's phenomenal if he make foul shots. And that's it. So now I know he's better. He knows he's better. He's got to do what I'm instructing him to do and practice it and just do it, because then we're on the same page. We can live with whatever it is, and I know it'll get better and better. And he just has to do it in the game, just like we had to win the game today. You can say all the while, oh, we're getting better and whatever. Big thing today is we had to do what we had to do to win the game, right? We got that experience today. Caleb's got to go out there and keep working and do what he's doing and know, I got to make foul shots. And when he does that and continues to play the way that he's shown the last 2 games, well, we got something there. And the main thing is the whole move was done to get him to play this way, to help Wes not have to play that many minutes, and, as time goes along, get an unbelievably solid position there, and then put 4 guys around him, like a Hoban who can make a shot, and a Greenberg who can make a shot, and Cam Sanders, who I know is going to make, and put 4 guys around who can put the ball in the basket, 2, and so I think that part's going to get better too as these guys grow and play together. And I thought every guy today made a contribution that played.
And Simpson on the other team, I'm sure he was a guy that you guys were really focusing on. Can you talk about being able to kind of contain him there at the end and just your game plan?
I don't know what happened. I mean, I think Jim Arthur at the 12-minute mark said he's got 30, and I turned around to my bench and I said, guy's got 30 on us. I mean, we can't guard anybody. The guy didn't score the rest of the game, so I think that's going to be my new strategy. I'm just going to say stuff. And actually, my new strategy is going to be, listen, guys, no, let's just let this guy shoot and score, because then maybe we'll stop him. When we spend so much time telling him what the guy does and, how to stop him, it doesn't seem to work. But, no, I think, again, hopefully what it is as the game went along, these young guys, the Greenberg's a really good defender. Hoban's tough. They got Sanders has something to him. And Eli Robinson's a menace defensively. So as they play more and more minutes, they're the guys. And even Caleb Walker's perimeter defense out on the moving his feet has improved so much. You get those guys that get more and more minutes together, well, then they learn the experience of, oh, now I know Coach means when he says this guy's just going to shoot it. Right? We're not making this stuff up. And guys like that, they learn that quickly. And even maybe in today's game, like from whatever the beginning of the game was to the trial, they learned, and they kept some toughness to us. And maybe did we wear that kid down? I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's what defense is. You got to stay with it, and you just keep going, and you find out as you keep doing that, you know what? We're wearing them down. And I'm hopeful that, again, what's important about today, that you got to stop the other team's best players. And today it was number 20 and number 2. We didn't do a great job on 2, but we did in the last 12 minutes, and guess what? That's what made us win the game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I do want to, kind of unrelated to the game, but I want to ask about Kyle Marshall. I heard he's no longer part of the team. Can you share any thoughts on that and maybe your reaction?
I mean, all I'll say is, he just made the decision that he didn't want to be part of the program anymore, and, I just wished him luck, and, we got to move on. This is what we need to do. Our guys responded really well. Our guys know, okay, this is our team, and these are the things we got to do as part of this team. And, I thought our guys were really good today. We had great energy yesterday in practice. Every one of those heads in that room shook their head today. We had great energy at our shoot-around today. So, it seems like that's just the way it is. And like I said, I wish him well, and, we got to move forward as a team.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Did you add?
When Cam Sanders gets the ball with 4 seconds on the shot clock, take me through that play in your mind. Did he do what you wanted him to do? And exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, that's Cam Sanders, you know what I mean? And sometimes you can see that's what makes Cam Sanders, and he's got to learn when's the right time for those things and when's not the right time for those things, you know what I mean? And a lot of that is, again, he and his teammates continuing to play together to have such a comfort level in playing together and running our offense, because the more they do that, then the more those situations occur way more normally, you know what I mean? And then within the context of playing, and then when that situation occurs, we know Cam can do that. That's what makes Cam. Well, I think what was really, special about it is he didn't have a good game, quote unquote, offensively shooting the ball. He had 6 assists, 1 turnover for a freshman to play 33 minutes, have the ball, 1 turnover. He has a positive assist-to-turnover ratio on the year. I think he has 9 turnovers in 5 games for a freshman with that kind of responsibility. He hasn't been shooting well. Today he didn't, but when we needed a play made, he drove, and we all can know that that wasn't an easy layup. That was a layup that a guy who can put the ball in the basket on his own, and a guy who has put the ball in the basket on his own in his life, that's what he went and did. And when you have that, and you have sort of the collective execution going on, what we're building towards, well, that's ultimately when we'll look our best. But I'm just glad that Cam, in that moment at that time, he didn't let the fact that, well, I missed that layup, I haven't made that 3. He knew there's 4 on the shot clock, and I got to go get us a bucket, and he did. That's a player.
Was it shades of Julius Erving for you?
I don't think it wasn't that, but no, it was a big-time shot. You know what I mean? He had to get to the other side. He had to put a little spin on it. He had to get it up over somebody. I mean, and like we said before the game, and we have a board up in our locker room now, here's our goals every game. This percent 2-point shooting, this percent 3-point shooting, this percent foul shooting. First one, less than turnovers, like a turnover thing. You know what I mean? And today, our 3-point shooting was above the standard. Our 2-point shooting was above the standard. Our foul shooting wasn't, right? But the 2-point shooting and 3-point shooting sort of was better, so it overcame sort of those other two categories. And like our guys know, guys, you can see why if we ever go green in those four categories, the result being the way you want goes way up. So Cam's shot was one of those shots. Like, okay, I know you're taking it. There's 4, 3, 2, 1. You got to put it in. He did. You do? Got a lot of happy guys in that locker room right now.
Oh, I just have one more. Yep. Just one more. I just want to ask about Wes, and he's just one of a couple returning starters. Can you just talk about what he's just brought to the team and as a team captain and so from a leadership?
Yeah, I think Wes is phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. I think Wes right now is, on the court is, just playing wise. I know he wants to do better. I know his 3-point shooting's improved, so does he. I know his foul shooting's improved, so does he. I know he's worked hard at those things. They haven't shown up, quote unquote, in these first 4 or 5 games. It doesn't really matter. That's again why I went back with Caleb going there, to get the most out of Caleb and to do something to get the most out of Wes, because I think there's a lot there. Every game's different, whether it's matchups, whether that's who knows what. But Wes has been good, and I just want to make sure that Wes, knows how important he is, and he's going. All guys go through times where it's not going. I started him and Caleb yesterday working these different segments, make him work hard, guard him, put it in the basket, make him work hard, get him start to see as he's moving hard and work hard, that thing's going in. Now get him shooting threes in that same type of environment, because that's usually the thing that gets you out of it. And I know he's a hard worker, and it's really good that Caleb's doing what doing, because that's what makes a team. You know what I mean? Wes is going to keep playing. He's big, huge for us. Caleb does that. We get a win. Wes, okay, we're gonna get Wes on track, and he deserves that from us, because I know how hard he works. I know how much he cares. I know how much he's given to the program, and I know how much more he's got in him to keep giving, to the program. So, that's my thoughts on Wes right now, and I feel good that I know he's gonna snap out of it. And even with that, not like he's not, it's just all right. I want him to make a few more threes. I want him to, make his foul shots more, and I know he does. So, okay, we're going to work at it. And like I said about something else, we're on the same page. When we're on the same page, we can live with whatever the result is. I said it to Cam Sanders. When we're on the same page, he can live with whatever result is. You know what I mean? And I feel better about this team in terms of like being on the same page.
Hi, Cam. Can you just talk about first how it feels to get the first win of the season?
Amazing. Just, battling for 40 minutes. That's the march we're trying to take as this team, the march we're trying to build as this team going forward, just taking it one game at a time. And, if we play 40 minutes, Coach said we get a good result at the end. That's what we got today. So I'm happy for the guys, happy for each of my teammates, either just playing roles, stepping up in their role, flourishing in their role, and I'm just happy we got the win today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got the those last couple of points on the board to give you guys the lead. Can you just kind of walk me through that last play and just the emotions that you felt knowing that you helped your team?
I wasn't playing my best during the duration of the game. My teammates just picking me up through that adversity, but I'm just thankful for my teammates to trust me in that moment to go make a play, and I'm just grateful for the win.
Yeah, and in a close game like that, can you talk about how your team was kind of maybe able to overcome some of that pressure in those last couple of seconds and just kind of what you guys were talking about?
Just stand together as a team. We all want to win. We all showing the passion, everybody on the bench showing the passion. When you feel that from your teammates, that is exhilarating you, and you just want to show it for your teammates, and you want to win so bad. So I'm just thankful for that.
Yeah, the offense was really getting going there towards the end and kind of in the middle there. Can you just talk about the energy on the court and how those 3-pointers and stuff like that kind of helped you guys?
We had some big players step up tonight. Lucas Hoban, 4 for 10 from the 3. Caleb Walker, C-Dub, 6 for 6 from the field. That's big time. People just stepping up, so that makes guys like me make a play at the end. So I'm just grateful for that. We knocked down some shots tonight, and we checking off some goals on the way. So I'm just thankful.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned Caleb and his double double today. Can you just talk about his impact in the game today?
Best player on the floor. Simple. When number 10 is dominant like that, we are a very good ball club. So I just want to keep building that mentality in him, like he's that guy. So
Yeah.
Hey, Cam, can you take me through that last play? I mean, there's 3 seconds. Did you know there was
yeah,
3
yes,
seconds
sir.
on the shot clock?
Because we was going into a play. I think it wasn't even set up for me. It was going to a play for Eli. Caleb called it at the top of the key, I think, and I got it on the wing. I got to make something happen now. I think it was 4 seconds left. Just get it on the rim. You know, all game I was getting it on the rim. Caleb was coming up, picking it up, finish. If you get it on the rim, number 10 is good likely chance to go up and get it. So just getting it on the rim, and I'm thankful they went in.
What point did you say I'm going to the opposite side with this?
I think it was number 20. He came from the backside, and I seen the other big guy coming up. They always trying to block it, so I was just like, let me go and reverse it, you know. So
Does this feel like a monkey off the back almost getting a win?
no, sir. Honestly, no, because I know what we're capable of as a team. This should be the regular for us. So I'm really not surprised at all because I know the talent we have in that room, the coaches we have in that room, and the belief that we growing in that room. So I'm just thankful for it.
First career double double today. Can you just talk about that and what that means to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling. Once again, I just want to give all the glory to God. Grateful for the opportunity, and I was just doing what I can to help the team today. We got a win, but it wasn't just me. You know, there was a bunch of young guys, especially, that had a big impact today. So, first career double-double it's cool, but it takes everyone.
Yeah, and for you, what does this first win of the season mean to you and helping you guys go forward? Just talk about what getting the first one of the season means.
Yeah, it's good. Something we've been missing around here for a while, so it feels really good. But we're not done. You know, we're not satisfied, so we got to keep the energy that we've been playing with, and try to get another one.
Can you talk about what's gone just into your performances so far this season, rather from the off season and in practice in the last couple months?
Yeah. The coaches and the players have been just really encouraging, and so that's helped a lot. The past 2 games I've done a little bit better, but I can't really take credit for it, like I said. Teammates, coaches, everyone just encouraging me to step up and assume a bigger role, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and a little bit unrelated, but I wanted to ask about your teammate Wes Selakowski, and can you just talk about his leadership on the team and how he's kind of helped you guys throughout the season, especially the freshmen?
Yeah, definitely. Me and Wes, another captain, went to prep school together, so we're really good friends. It's fun playing together, but it's also fun knowing that he's having my back and I have his. If I'm having a good game, then he's going to support me. Same thing, the other way around. If he's playing well, then I'm in his corner always. So he definitely has a big impact. He didn't really play as much today, but his impact was always felt.
Absolutely.
I knew your dad played linebacker here, right? You and Wes were getting banged a lot out there. Did your dad help you growing up?
For sure, yeah. In the driveway, he'd get those little mats and just hit me all the time. So, that helps.
Do you feel like maybe this game you decided to assert yourself inside maybe more than previously, or is that just something I saw?
Like I said earlier, it's just the coaches and my teammates encouraging me. That's how I can help the team best. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I've gained quite a bit of weight, so I need to use it to my advantage.
It seems you're more comfortable at the 5. I think Joe said that too, because he wanted to play you and Wes out there together. But can you talk about that a little bit, being in the middle?
Yeah. Beginning of the season, we tried to play Wes and I together, which was a lot of fun, but it wasn't really getting the job done. So 5 is a position that I'm more comfortable with because I played it all of last year, and it's easy to, sometimes I have a little bit of an advantage just with my quickness compared to guys that are bigger or vice versa. So, yeah, it feels good to be back.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, I just have one more. Yeah, and you guys have, I believe, 2 more games this week. How are you guys staying just relaxed and focused with short turnaround in between these?
Just staying true to who we are. It's a win, but it's behind us. We got to look forward to the next game. So we're getting ready. Got to keep practicing hard and can't forget it, but we got to learn from it.
Today give you guys a lot of confidence going?
I think yes. Getting your first win in the season is a good feeling. So we just want to keep that momentum going forward.